Expanding your business to Canada, step-by-step guide, from work permit to permanent residence. If you plan to establish your business operations in Canada and secure work permits for yourself or your colleagues, consider applying for the Intra-Company Transfer Program. This program allows foreign businesses to expand to Canada and transfer their executives, managers, or employees with specialized skills to work there. To be eligible for this program, both the expanding company and the applicant must meet specific requirements, which are detailed below. It typically takes between 2 to 4 months to obtain a work permit, and the length of time may vary depending on your nationality and other factors. The steps to expand your business to Canada are outlined below. Step 1. Determine eligibility for expanding your company to Canada. Under the Intra-Company Transferee Program, not all businesses are eligible to move to Canada. Both the expanding company and the selected applicant must meet certain criteria to take advantage of the ICT program. Requirements for foreign companies. Active business engagement. The home company must be fully operational and actively involved in business activities such as selling goods or services, having employees, customers, and generating revenue. Operational history. The company must have been in operation for at least 1 year. The longer the history of operations, the stronger the support for the application. Sufficient gross revenue. The company must have sufficient revenue to support the expansion to Canada. Although there is no minimum revenue requirement, the business should show evidence of gross sales of 250,000 Canadian dollars or more. If the company's revenue is less than that, seek advice from an immigration expert on how to effectively plan the company's expansion. Access to liquid funds for expansion. No set minimum amount is required to operate a business in Canada, but the company should demonstrate sufficient funds to finance its operations in the country. It is advisable to have at least 150,000 Canadian dollars set aside to sustain the business during the first year of operation. Justification for expansion. The company should have a valid reason for expanding to Canada, such as better serving new clients in the region or bolstering exports from Canada. Please consult with an immigration expert to explore all possible reasons that may be identified to justify such expansion. Applicant's profile. To be eligible, you must hold a senior management or specialized knowledge worker role in your current company and have been employed there for at least a year in the past 3 years. Additionally, you must show that you are being transferred to a comparable position in Canada. If the company meets the foregoing requirements, the next step is to establish a Canadian presence for your company. Step 2. Setting up your Canadian business. When establishing your Canadian business, it's crucial to take into consideration the corporate ownership structure. By law, your existing home business and your Canadian business must have a parent, subsidiary, or affiliate relationship. This means that your Canadian business must be registered as either a parent, subsidiary, or affiliate company of your home business. A subsidiary relationship is created when your foreign company has ownership and control over your Canadian company. A parent relationship is established when your Canadian company has ownership and control over your home company. An affiliate relationship is created when the same individuals or group of individuals that own and control your home business also have ownership and control over your Canadian business. Determine the location and corporate structure. To establish your company in Canada, you need to determine the location of your first corporate office and identify the necessary corporate ownership structure. The presence of a Canadian director may be required, depending on the province in which you wish to register your business. For example, in Alberta, a Canadian director is necessary, while in Ontario or British Columbia, it is not. If you don't have someone to serve as a Canadian director, consider seeking assistance from a Canadian law firm or accounting firm. Step 3. Submit an ICT work permit application. Once your company has been registered in Canada, you can apply for a work permit to work at the newly established Canadian company. To apply, you'll need to provide immigration officers with several documents that demonstrate your eligibility under the ICT program. The following documents should be included: foreign company information, documents that show the company's registration, including the date of the establishment, ownership documents, and proof of engagement in business, such as a website, marketing materials, tax filings, licenses, permits, commercial lease agreements, employee remittance payments, etc. Applicant's employment history with the company, including an employment contract, employment records, payslips, personal tax writings that show employment information, proof of remuneration or dividend payments, the company's organizational chart, business cards, reference letters, etc. Financial documents, the company's tax reports with information on gross revenue, and sales reports, and corporate bank statements that show sufficient liquid funds for expansion. Canadian company information, including registration documents, licenses and permits, a shareholder agreement or share certificate confirming ownership, a lease agreement, financial documents, and marketing materials such as a website and other promotional materials. Business plan. If you are applying for the ICT for the first time, you should include a comprehensive and compelling business plan explaining the rationale for expansion, proposed business activities, investment amount, cash flow projections, and hiring plan. Reference letter from the foreign company, a letter from the home company explaining the applicant's current role, the position they will take in Canada, and why their presence in Canada is necessary. Applicant's documents, including a resume, educational credentials, certificates and licenses, reference letters, and evidence of advanced education or expertise. You'll also need to provide evidence of ties to your home country, such as assets or resident family members, travel history, police clearances, medical examination results, and any other important documents. Validity of ICT work permit. The initial ICT work permit is generally valid for 2 years, but for newly established Canadian companies, it may be initially granted for 1 year and can be extended multiple times. Your family, including your spouse, partner, and dependents under 22 years old, can accompany you to Canada. If your application for a work permit is granted, you will be given a work visa to enter Canada. When you arrive in Canada, the work permit document will be given to you at the port of entry. You must prove to the Canadian immigration authorities that you have successfully set up your activities in Canada and have been actively conducting business to extend your ICT work visa. The officer will specifically evaluate the following elements before extending your application for an ICT work permit. Step 4. Travel to Canada and start your job. The Canadian government typically processes work permit applications in 1 to 4 months. If your ICT work permit application is approved, you will receive a work visa that allows you to travel to Canada. The actual work permit document will be provided to you when you arrive at a Canadian port of entry. Renewal of ICT work permit. To renew your ICT work permit, you must prove to the Canadian immigration authorities that you have successfully established your business operations in the country and that they are actively running. When considering an extension, an immigration officer will evaluate various factors, including your business is established and active in Canada. Your business is genuine and sells goods or services. Your company must have a physical presence in Canada and not just operate virtually. You have at least 1 local employee. Your presence is deemed essential to your team in Canada, and your foreign company is still active and has the same ownership structure as when you initially applied for your work permit. Step 5. Apply for permanent residency. After 1 year of working in Canada with the ICT work permit, you may be able to apply for permanent residency through the Express Entry program if you fulfill the eligibility requirements and have sufficient comprehensive ranking system scores. If you have a job offer from your company in Canada, you can earn an additional 200 CRS points or 50 CRS points towards your Express Entry application, without the need for a labor market impact assessment approval. To be eligible for permanent residency in Canada, you must fulfill certain requirements apart from others. These include achieving a minimum score of CLB7 for language proficiency as measured by the IELTS general test score of 6 for each band, possessing a minimum of 1 year of post-secondary education, provide a police clearance certificate from each country you lived in for over 6 months in the past 10 years, being in good health with no serious medical conditions. So there you have it, the complete guide to applying for a work permit as a foreign entrepreneur, and possibly securing permanent residence for yourself and your family. For further inquiries, feel free to reach out to us in Toronto. Why should you consider moving your business to Canada? Canada has become an attractive place for businesses looking to expand or start a new venture. With low taxes, generous government grants and incentives, and a vibrant economy, Canadian cities have been the destination of choice for many entrepreneurs. But what are the specific benefits of moving your business to Canada? Let's explore a few of them. Tax benefits. One of the main advantages of setting up a shop in Canada is the tax benefits you can receive. Depending on where you set up your business, you could be eligible for some generous tax credits that could make all the difference in reducing operational costs. Access to talent. Many Canadian cities have talented workforces that are ready and waiting for businesses like yours. Whether you're looking for software developers, graphic designers, or customer service representatives, there's no shortage of skilled workers in most parts of Canada who would be eager to join your team. Lower cost of living. Compared to other countries with high cost of living such as the United States and England, living in Canada is relatively inexpensive. This means that salaries tend to be lower than in other places as well, which can also help reduce overhead costs and improve your bottom line. Government incentives. The Canadian government has long been known for its generous incentives for businesses setting up shops within their borders. From grants that can help fund research and development initiatives to subsidies that can help keep operational costs down, these incentives can provide a much-needed boost when starting or expanding a business in Canada. Attractive quality of life. Canadians enjoy one of the highest standards of living in the world with access to excellent healthcare services, educational institutions, public transportation systems, and more. As an employer doing business in Canada, this means you'll have access to a workforce that values quality over quantity when it comes to job satisfaction, which could offer significant cost savings over time. Strong economy. From a macro perspective, Canada's economy is one of the strongest in the world with steady economic growth since 2009 despite global economic downturns during this period. Proximity to the U.S. Last but certainly not least is the proximity advantage that comes from being so close geographically speaking to the United States. This allows many companies to do business without worrying about additional international shipping fees or added regulations. Furthermore, if you ever need quick access to U.S. markets, having office space just across the border helps. Moving your business into Canada offers numerous advantages from tax benefits and lower cost of living expenses to attractive quality of life perks and generous government incentives, all while giving you easy access to U.S. markets if needed at any point. With a strong economy, talented workforce, competitive salaries, and attractive investment opportunities, it's no wonder why so many companies are choosing Canada as their home base. If you haven't already considered relocating your business here, now might be the ideal time to go ahead and take the plunge. After all, with all these benefits, it'd be hard to pass up opportunities like this. Do you know how IA can help you? For those seeking a new life abroad, Amir Ismail and Associates offers expert advice on immigration matters. Boasting over 80 years of combined knowledge on immigration and residency through investment programs coupled with a strong track record for success, AIA is positioned to provide comprehensive guidance every step along your journey. Our business has grown from small beginnings, and now, for the third generation of our family-run firm, we are proud to be helping people make their dreams come true. We go above and beyond arranging visas by providing formally trained and certified authorized representatives who can present immigration authorities with detailed applications demonstrating each individual's readiness to settle in a new country. Our mission isn't complete until our clients have successfully established themselves. It goes far beyond just filling out forms. Our authorized representatives are highly trained and certified to lawfully represent our customers in the visa application process. But that's just the beginning. We stay committed even after all forms and documents have been submitted, studying each case closely and preparing thoroughly before presenting it in its best light so immigration authorities can make an informed decision. Our clients have the distinct advantage of choosing an immigration consulting firm that does one thing and does it well, ensuring their particular case gets our absolute focus. We are proud that many consider us the best Canadian consultants in town, and it's no wonder why. When someone comes looking for help making Canada home, we make sure they get top-notch representation from a certified consultant licensed by the Government of Canada. They can trust our services will be both high quality and competitively priced, helping bring them closer than ever before to achieving their dreams of becoming Canadian citizens. At IA, your trust is in capable hands. With extensive knowledge and expertise guiding the way, you can be sure that our authorized representatives are dedicated to securing favorable results quickly and ethically, tailored precisely to match each individual's needs during their immigration journey. Our frontline team is ready to do whatever it takes for our clients, so much so that 9 out of 10 of them come from referrals. We are proud that we've helped many people achieve their dreams and settle in countries around the world. As for the future, ours is intertwined with yours. Together we will build something amazing. Finally, Mr. Amir Ismail provides clients with a unique advantage. As a Canadian resident and experienced family man himself, he can offer valuable insight on settling into Canada's culture in addition to skilled immigration advice. His expertise helps ensure your transition goes as smoothly and successfully as possible. He is in a position to provide invaluable advice within the realm of migration and beyond, offering guidance on how to acclimatize to Canadian culture while creating a beautiful home here. Amir Ismail and Associates, your partners in Canadian immigration since 1991.